Welcome to Riverwell Holler. I'm Miss Lori and this is Mr. Brown. We live in the hills of Arkansas. We love the Lord. Keepers of the old way, but accept some of the new. We love to cook and we love to eat. We love to garden. It's in our blood. It's how we stay sustainable and fill our pantry. We do a lot of canning and preserving. We live a sustainable life. We love our family. We work hard. And every once in a while, we like to dance. So y'all join us. I know that anybody that is even close to my age or even maybe a little bit older, y'all remember Mama or Grandma making bread, pumpkin bread, zucchini bread, banana nut bread, and coffee cans. And that's what we're going to be doing today. Now, I want to show y'all, I may have enough batter that I may have to put just a little bit in it, some of it in some muffin cups or something, because I've only got 4 and only 2 of them are coffee cans. But the thing of it is, they're only 10-ounce coffee cans. They kindly, stuff used to come in 1-pound metal cans, tin cans, but these are 10 ounces, but they work wonderful. And you can even use the big vegetable cans. And what come in this one was, I think, I've had this for years. I think green beans had come in this because I use this one for cutting big biscuits, freezer biscuits out of. So I've got 2 10-ounce coffee cans and I've got 2 vegetable cans. This was a vegetable can, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember what was in it. I've had it a while. And what you're going to do is you're just going to fill it half full. You want to make sure you spray or you oil the inside. If you oil it, put you a little bit of flour in there, but really make sure you got it all the way down in there and all the way around and up to the top, that it's oiled real good. I sprayed mine, so I think it'll be okay. And like I said, I may have too much batter for just this, and I may have to maybe put it in a little loaf pan or something, which will be fine with me. But I want to tell you my dry ingredients that I've got in my bowl here. I've got 3½ cups of all-purpose flour. I've got 2 teaspoons of baking soda. I've got 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a whole teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. And I'm thinking that that's what I got in here. I don't have nothing else. I mean, I'm surprised I remember that, y'all. So that was our dry ingredients. And I'll have the recipe down below in the description box too. Now what we're going to do is we're going to mix up our wet ingredients. And of course, with most recipes, you're going to mix your sugar with either your butter or your shortening or whatever. This is 3 cups of sugar. And I'm going to put in 1 cup of oil. And we're just going to mix that up good. I can remember my grandma, she always had some kind of bread. And it was usually pumpkin bread that she always had cooking in the coffee cans. I'm fixing to use, oh, here it is. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so we're going to put in 4 eggs. I got 4 beaten eggs. Now this recipe does not call for any kind of extract like vanilla or anything like that. But if you want to put a little bit of vanilla extract in your pumpkin bread, by all means, it's fine. So that was our sugar, our oil, and our eggs. And I've got 15 ounces, 1 can of pumpkin puree. Now you don't want to get a can of pumpkin pie filling. You want to get the pumpkin pie puree. Or if you have your own that you've put up, about 15 ounces. You know, back when I was living with Grandma and Grandpa, of course they drank a lot of coffee, but I can remember her getting, they always used Folgers, and it come in metal cans. And she saved them things, and she used them for everything. And Grandpa used them. He'd take them out to the shed, and he used them to put his nuts and bolts and old nails and stuff in. I'm sure y'all remember that too. Okay, we got our puree in here. So we got our oil, eggs, all that. Now I've got 2/3 cups of water. I'm just going to kind of stir that around a little bit before we add it to our dry ingredients. And I've also got, now this is optional, but I'm going to put about 1 cup of walnuts. And you can add raisins or cranberries, something like that, craisins. I'm going to put about 1 cup of chocolate chips. I think that would be good in the pumpkin bread. So we got our dry ingredients here, and I think I'm going to stir them around just a little bit and incorporate all the rest of that stuff in there. And then we'll mix in our wet ingredients. Now if you don't have coffee cans, that's what I was, this video was mainly about the recipe, but I wanted to do it in these metal coffee cans and these big vegetable cans like they used to do. And I think it's really neat. I always like seeing them little round loaves coming out of the oven. And you can do regular white bread or anything in them, really. You could do cake in them. So I mixed up my dry ingredients. Now I want to put my wet ingredients in here. And it does make quite a bit of batter. So I'm just going to kind of fold all this together. I figure by the time that I measure each one of these half full, I'm sure I'm going to have enough left to make a little, probably a bread pan, loaf pan, I'm sure. Okay, now we're going to fold in our walnuts and our chocolate chips. Now I've got my oven preheating to 350. This smells so good. This is something that I could even eat a couple of these made into muffins and eat them for breakfast. And that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a loaf of this to work with me and cut it up, and maybe me and the girls eat it for breakfast. Warm it up and put some butter on it. That smells so good. Okay, let's start filling our cans. Whoops. I'm going to bring this one to me where I can see it. Like I said, you want it about half full. You never know how much it's going to rise or whatever. I think I'm going to put one more scoop. Okay. I'm going to show y'all what that looks like. Got about half a can. I'm going to continue with my other cans. And like I said, I'll probably have to put some in a bread pan, so we'll do that too. We'll see what we end up with. I'm going to show y'all what I've got left. There's probably about 1.5 cups left here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit in each one. I'm just going to divide it out. And we're going to hope. I don't think it's going to overflow. If it don't rain and the creeks don't rise, it should be okay. Just divide it out a little bit. Throw caution to the wind. I'll tell you one thing. Some good stuff here. I could sit here and just eat the batter. It's not too stout. That's why I like using pumpkin spice instead of, because a lot of recipes they want you to use, you know, 1/2 teaspoon of allspice and 1/2 teaspoon of cloves, and it just seems like it gets a little bit, and nutmeg gets a little bit too harsh for me. Okay, we got them in there. And this won't go to waste because I'm going to taste that. Mr. Brown will probably lick that bowl, so I ain't worried about that. So you can see my 4 cans. You can see my 4 cans here. I think they'll be okay. We're going to put them in a 350 oven for 1 hour. I think I'm going to put it for 45 minutes and I'm going to check them. And I'm sure I'll have to go ahead and cook them another 15 minutes. So here we go. I had to confess that it got pretty late before we got our bread done. So this is the next day. So anyways, our bread did get done. And it done really good. It didn't rise over the top. And I done took one out of the can and I want to show it to you. This is in the smaller can. And isn't that cute? I just love baking in these cans, whether it be coffee can or vegetable can. I just think it's really neat. And they came out really easy too. You know, I sprayed them good, so they came out really, really good. So you can see how neat they look. So, you know, this is a really good thing to give as a gift too. You can use, wrap them up good. I think I'll do the taller one if you want to give it as a gift. And I use this pressed saran wrap. It does a really good job. And you can use material. You can use, if you want to give them a new dish towel with it, as part of the present too. Just wrap your bread up good, and like if you've got a nice dish towel that you want to give them, you can take the dish towel, put your bread in the middle, and just bring it all up. You can put your little, you know, some kind of little tag on it too, and you can take you some ribbon or some twine or some yarn, whatever you got. So you'll be giving them the gift of a new dish rag and some really good pumpkin bread. This is such a neat idea for the holidays or just any kind of special anything that you want to do it for. And just kind of give it as a gift like this. It's really neat. It's a good idea. Or you can just wrap it up and just give it like that. Sometimes, like right now, they're starting to put out Christmas stuff, and you can buy the little, some kind of little cellophane bags to put them in or whatever, and that's really a good idea too. I want to cut into this, and we're going to taste it. I already know how good this bread is, but it's some of the really most moist pumpkin bread. I mean, the recipe is just really good recipe. But I want to show y'all the inside. You can see the walnuts and the chocolate chips. Makes a really pretty bread. Pretty color. I just love it. It's really good stuff. And like I said, excuse me, and you can use some kind of different material. I thought this was really pretty material that you could wrap it into for the fall. Just anything like that. And you could even, I'm trying to get this out. You could even put the recipe on a recipe card and just kind of tie it to your, now see, that's a really good idea. Just kind of tie it to your bread there. And they will love this gift. I hope y'all like this recipe. And you're going to just see how fun it is to cook in cans like that. But you don't have to. You can do it in a loaf pan or whatever you want to do. I know a lot of people don't have access to the metal coffee cans, but I'm sure there's probably neighbors or friends or anybody that you can ask around. Maybe somebody's now. If you can't find any, you can pull a good one like I did, because I did not have any of the coffee cans. I just had these right here, and these work really good. In fact, I like this size right here. You can go to Walmart and maybe different stores, and they've got some really cheap coffee in cans like this. And what I done is I just poured the coffee out and I stuck it in the freezer. I put it in a good freezer bag and stuck it in the freezer. It's not one of our favorite coffees. Mr. Brown's very particular about his coffee, but I think the coffee was like $2 and something. So I had to confess I did do that for these 2 coffee cans. But if you can come in contact with some, you get some, that's what you want to use. And Walmart has green beans and different stuff like that in these size cans. I'm sure y'all have probably bought them before. But you can do pumpkin bread, you can do banana nut bread, you can do just regular yeast bread in it. Just whatever your heart desires. And I hope y'all really like this recipe, and I hope you try it. There's going to be a lot more of these recipes coming with pumpkin, so I hope y'all like pumpkin. And a lot of different other recipes in between. So guys, y'all come back to me, see what I'm doing, see what I'm cooking, see what we're up to on the homestead. I hope y'all enjoyed being with me today, because I know I always love being with y'all. So guys, y'all have a beautiful weekend. Me and Mr. Brown's going to be really busy this weekend. Y'all be safe, be healthy. God bless y'all, because we love y'all so much. And we'll see y'all in a couple of days.